Well done, gents.
That was good.
Miss?
I don't actually have that many questions that I'll ask you. I think every time that I wrote something down, you told me it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
Says that loads.
I do. How is your advert a parody?
It's because...
What is it parodying?
Sorry?
A parody is something that takes the mick out of something else, that imitates it. How is your
It is
advert...
kind of taking the mick.
But it takes the mick out of something else. It's specific. What is it parodying?
We just thought, with our idea and the advert that we're going to make,
Yep.
We thought, because it's quite, like, something like this wouldn't really happen more like if you think about it in reality. But we thought, as a joke, it would be like that. Like, we thought it would be like a...
So it's more humour than parody then?
Well, yeah, that's what
it's more funny advert.
Why have you changed the audience for the product? Because the typical audience, as you identified, Aaron, is motherly. That's why they use Dawn French. Why have you changed it?
The only reason we changed it is because...
We want it to be... We want to aim completely at different targets, maybe a wider target audience, because if you aim it just towards the monthly figures, you only got a small range. Because we've now changed it completely, we've opened it up, we've made it bigger, so like loads of people will see it go, oh, the texture orange. If you see it just monthly, you think maybe it's just for mothers, that chocolate's just aimed at them.
And when you bring the chocolate, and like here, like when we're trying to bring the chocolate back, we want to bring it back, not as it used to be before, because people look at it and be like, oh, that's what it used to be before, so it's just not, nothing's changed. So with this idea, it's going to change like the whole perspective of how the chocolate's seen.
I think it's the idea of using his bedroom probably longs it out a little bit.
That's what I thought. It was a bit long, actually.
Yeah. So I had an idea of potentially you could have it starts in a bar and he's looking at this woman and this maybe Terry is actually a person.
Yeah.
He's like a life coach or something like that. Have you seen that movie? You may have not have done the movie that's got Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling in, where he tries to get him to be. It's also got Emma Stone in. Crazy Stupid Love. Yeah. So something like that, maybe something along those lines, and Terry's actually a character in there potentially, and that's an idea that I have. How could your advert be viewed as a solution to a problem?
Solution to a problem. Yeah, what do you mean by problem though?
Well, that's my question. How could your advert be reviewed as a solution to a problem?
I don't think there'll be a problem with that advert.
It's not what I mean. Conventionally, how could your advert be viewed as a solution to a problem? Okay. Also, could you explain a little bit how your advert meets that ethos that you outlined of Cadbury's? You can get it back up on the screen if you want. But how does your advert meet the Cadbury's ethos?
Basically...
Well, obviously our advert is creative, it's different, it's definitely not like something you would see in a normal advert.
I think it's quite friendly as well.
Yeah, we haven't really spoke about this much in the advert, but I think it's more like friendly because it shows that chocolate's bringing people together, like chocolate's bringing a girl and a boy together.
So, yeah.
Excellent. And how does your... So you did quite a lot of research into the audience. How does your advert really reach out to them?
It reaches out quite well because with the advert itself, you won't see an elderly person acting in it because you're going to see a boy and a girl that's quite young, between that age range, and obviously it appeals to the audience quite well.
How? How do they identify with it?
because of what's happening in it, because what people do within them age range, that's what people do. They like, girls and boys want to get together. That's just how it's based.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Excellent. And one other thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Oh yes.
Didn't get one.
How does, if you go down to where you were talking about different competition? Yeah, this. How does your advert position your chocolate as different to the rest of these?
Well, looking over adverts between the different chocolates, yeah. When I was looking into like for example, a Lindor, when Lindor was when I was watching the advert, it was shown to be quite luxury and like the way the chocolate is poured and how it's made. They show how it's made and stuff. But with our advert, I think because it's unique and different and completely that people wouldn't think of, it stands out quite well.
Why is it different? How is it positioning your product as being different to these?
Because I think once people watch the advert,
think about the audience and how it's setting up as being different.
what, in different times, what do you mean by different, by where it's positioned and stuff?
No, how is your advert setting chocolate orange up as being different to these other chocolate bars here?
Huh? I don't know, sir.
You can have a minute if you want to think about it. So you've looked at these other chocolate bars, you've looked at these other adverts, and you've said what they're like, and how does your advert make those things look, your chocolate orange look different to those ones? How does it target a different group of people? How does it seem different?
Well, because I'll say, yeah, with the chocolate advert, it's because with different chocolate adverts, they aim towards different age ranges. And with ours, people between 83 to 25, like I said, they'll buy more chocolates. And with our advert itself, because it appeals to them quite well, I think it will stand out because of that.
Yeah.
Really.
I see what you're saying.
And,
Go on.
yeah, go on.
But how's it different to who those people are targeting? How are you targeting somebody different?
Because we're targeting different audience.
How?
Like a younger audience within our advert. Like what's going on with our advert with the boy and girl, and how they're quite young, and how it could appeal to them. They could think, then the audience can think, okay, they could use that as a joke or something.
Okay, good. And the last thing I just wanted to ask you, do you see any similarities between what you're doing and, say, a WKD advert?
Similarities, yeah, I see the similarities in terms of our idea, but
What are the similarities in your mind?
obviously setting a bar
Yeah.
that is aimed towards a similar kind of age
Range,
with the audience, and I think because of how the style of it is as well, because it's quite humorous.
yeah.
So
And it has like couples and it has
yeah.
differences.
Do you see a link between, and think carefully about this one, is there a link in your mind between who normally drinks alco pop drinks, men or women?
Men or women.
Who do you think? Who normally drinks Smirnoff Ice and all that kind of stuff?
Women.
Women, right, okay. And who normally eats chocolate? Men or women?
Men.
Both.
Both.
But who's chocolate normally aimed towards?
Women.
No, see.
Alright, we'll wrap it up there, guys.